Just really want to bite that candy cane off. Yeah. Actually, fun fact, I'm not a huge fan of peppermint, but sometimes it works. I need a list of when it does and when it doesn't. That's really a big sidetrack. This is Meghan Trainor. Let's get at it. A Very Trainor Christmas is the Christmas album released by Meghan Trainor, and we're going to talk about that here today on Y.E.S. At this rate, I'm going to have to review everything by Meghan Trainor very quickly because we got her EP last year, we got her full-length album a little bit earlier this year, and now we have this, a Christmas album. And I was pretty curious what we were going to get with this. Meghan Trainor has been someone where I'm like, I don't really dislike what I'm hearing, but not am I always super engaged or really desiring to want to get a lot, nor expect a lot from Trainor's music if I'm being perfectly honest. Having said that, she has proved that she can get my interest. I really liked her EP last year, as well as this year. While I thought her non-Christmas album this year was mostly decent, she found a couple of songs in there where I was like, oh, I actually genuinely like that. I don't just think it's alright, I'll add that to my playlist. There you go. Meghan Trainor's in my playlist. What do you know there, laddies? But this time around, this album gave me kind of a little bit of everything. She gave me a few songs that I genuinely did really like, but there's also a lot of it where it's basically what I expect, which is a little bit of a letdown when I'm looking through the horoscope of pop music per se. Many a times I think that Meghan Trainor's style or artistry is kind of restrained. And what I mean by that is I feel like sometimes her music is purposely pulled back so that it can have somewhat more of a commercial appeal, rather than go for maybe a really creative or try to hone in on some genuine musical qualities. Now, if this is actually her style, okay, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. I just kind of get that vibe. Like, it's just like, we're only going to let you go this far with your music, so make do with it as you think that you can. So many a times in an album like this, I feel like some of the covers are fairly basic, and even some of the originals that she has been able to make in here also kind of feel like they're filling in that expectation and category. Before I delve down into the idea that this is going to go in a downward direction, I'm actually going to give the highlights that I really like from this album first. Her song, I Believe in Santa, which I think is an original. There is a little bit of me that thinks that the first 2/3 could have been pushed a little bit more, but because it does feel different and original, I actually think I would keep this song, and I would want to give you, the viewer, the opportunity to know I think I like this. The next song I'd like to highlight is her rendition of White Christmas, which features Seth MacFarlane. Absorb that for a second. It kind of just actually feels well balanced, which in my brain I wouldn't have thought Meghan Trainor and Seth MacFarlane balanced. Like, I would never ever have thought that. But somehow, I think it's actually fairly creative. After that, I would then highlight her rendition of Sleigh Ride. In my notes, I literally just wrote down, I can get down with this one. And then the very last track in here, Silent Night. I was very surprised that I liked this one. It's kind of like a quiet, synth-like vocal production style. I was not expecting this at all. I thought she was totally going to go the typical try to go over the top kind of way and just kind of suck the reverence out of this song. But thankfully she proved me wrong. I'm very happy to say that. And I almost forgot, she actually does a great job of the Christmas song. I can't believe I almost forgot about that one. The thing is, it's both classic and fresh. She found a way to balance that. Thank you. That really scores some good points in my book. Okay, now I'm going to talk about a couple of the maybe more like disappointments. Not really the things that are really bad, but it's kind of in between those two. Her own song titled My Kind of Present. This isn't a bad song at all. I just really think the tempo should be taken up a few notches. The exact same thing can be said for her song Christmas Party. I don't know what it is, but it just feels like, why do I feel like there's no drive? I need some oomph. Another song in here where I feel like it's actually pretty original is Christmas Got Me Blue. I was really rooting for the production in here, and I still think it's kind of cool, but I don't think it was completely solidified. But this one is one where I feel like maybe you should check it out for yourself and see if you feel the same way. I think that there's a chance that maybe you'll like it more than I did, but I really wanted to love it, and I feel like I'm only meeting it halfway. She actually covers a Britney Spears Christmas song, which is titled My Only Wish. Overall, the song's alright, but I really liked the chorus in here. She really got this one down. She has a song in here called Holidays that features Earth, Wind, and Fire. How did she do that? Like, really? Like, how do you just get Earth, Wind, and Fire on your Christmas album? I want to know the secret. Really. Overall, it was a pretty good song, but I did want it to be pushed a little bit more. And that's basically the majority of the issues that I have with the rest of the album, is that sometimes it feels too safe, or it feels like it's held back because of that commercial thing I mentioned earlier. I just think that Meghan is kind of in this box, and I can see her jumping out of it and expanding her horizon a little bit more, but we'll just have to see. She did a decent job for an album that's 18 tracks. I was pretty surprised. I just know that I had enough holes that I could poke in the album where I was thinking, well, she did her best on that one. And then I pull out 4 or 5 in here that I'm just like, all right, these are the good ones. She nailed these ones. So, after having listened and reviewed this album, I'm going to give production an A-, creativity a C+, expression and lyrics a B, and how would I recommend this album? I'm going to give it a good. There is not anything in here where I just am like, nope, not good at all. I'm just thinking, well, could have been better. So there's no real reason for this album to be less than a good. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow me in my social media links down in the description below, and be sure to leave a like for the video as well as a comment down below if you want to engage with me. And remember, if you want to discover, promote, and review the best in entertainment, be sure to subscribe to this channel so you can get that yes in your life. See you next time.